Boom. All right. So you needed some gear progress help for the Lara?
Yeah.
Okay.
Some inspiration as to what to do next.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now that I'm 250.
Yes, grats.
Thank you.
And you...
Yeah, I posted all my equipment. I have no damage gear. It's just pure mobbing gear.
Okay.
And I'm trying to learn Helix, but
Yes.
you only get one try per day, and that's stupid.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. You throwing buff freezers at it, guild skills, all that stuff?
I don't have guild skills yet.
Oh, didn't you get them?
Oh yeah, I got them now.
Okay.
But not this morning when I tried.
Oh, okay, okay.
I can try again tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, the 24-hour cooldown, no practice mode, 1 key a day, that's... Yeah, it's pretty unforgiving.
Yeah. I just wanted to ask what I should, potential better. Because I have everything 17 stars, and I don't think I will be going any further. And I really want to do Lucid, so I can get a weapon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to replace the fake Abzo without having to go, like, into Abzo and then right into Arcane right after, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems reasonable. And your Lotus and Damien were fine without the guild skills, right? You did those yesterday?
Yeah, I did that without guild skills.
Yeah, so with guild skills, that's a breeze then. Just bind and nuke, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, you got the item
bind
drop rate as well.
Then wait.
Yeah. Bind nuke, wait 3 minutes, do again, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I have five. I have 5 pieces of equipment with meso drop, and then the rest is just item drop. I have no, like, attack gear or damage gear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when it comes to
if I did Helix daily, like if I would get the rings, is it best to go superior first or solid first, and then reinforcement, and then superior, or?
Yeah, I'll go superior first, just so you can complete the set as early as possible.
Okay.
Then...
What rings should I get? The Kana's treasure, superior.
So you're using cracked, and then what? Solid, silver blossom. Oh, treasure hunter. Yeah. So ideally you do Princess Snow, so you get some Kana treasures.
Yeah.
And if you have primals left, then you could make Meisters. And then the superior, and then either, like a big event ring, or maybe you go 2 event rings, if you don't want to craft one of the 2, or if, you're... there's a few stages, but if you get the big event rings that are coming in Destiny, the ones that are like 40 all stat and 15 weapon and magic attack, that's usually the round equivalent to a 17-star ring. So if you can get those, if you're only aiming for 17 anyway, you might as well just get an event ring. But if you have the money and you're aiming past 17, then it would make more sense to just get like a bunch of Kana treasures, make a bunch of Meisters, and then send them. But you need backups for that, and you probably want to wait until we know for sure that maybe Shining Star Force is coming in the summer. And then if you have some backups by then you can go hard during that event.
Okay.
And it'll basically
I do have a lot of primals.
Okay, that's good.
So I can make a primal ring. Or
yeah, Meister ring, yeah. And you've got the Grand Spell Essences and the Twisted Times as well?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah.
I just need to figure out how to get to Meister level.
Oh, yeah. I have an exclamation mark Meister video. It's basically make all of the rings that you can make with that have low material cost. They'll cost like garnets and power crystals and dark and black crystals. And then once you get to craftsman, you can also make face accessories. So you'll need the fine spell essences, the green ones, and I think you're gonna need like intermediate and advanced boss crystals and superior ones. So if you have a little bit of those, because there's for all four stats, right? For strength, dex, and luck, there's lower level face that you can create that doesn't give you anything, but then you can upgrade it with craftsman into like the craftsman symbol, and those give like 5,000 a piece or something. You can do that, and you can also make the special ingredient if you want to, but that's just to speed it up. because that usually costs a decent amount of materials, and you tend to not use the material for the skill anyway, so that's like optional.
Okay.
So you got 5 meso 4 drop now, like full.
Yeah.
Pieces. Yeah. Okay. And these are all specifically like the pieces that you would get pretty early. But then there's like huge damage potential for switching out. Yeah, Helix. So it's gonna be like Helix is one giant thing, and the other thing is like the rings on the side, and then the other one is keep doing your weeklies for backups, and then basically saving up for 5, 10, 15s and going hard on Star Force, because that is definitely where you can get the biggest gains. And then hopefully like the Lucid Weapon, like you said, that would be huge. If you need like straight up damage, you could work a little bit on your drop gear stuff, but when it comes to potential,
I think it's better to just get damage gear instead of trying to.
I think so. I think the one thing that you could work on a little bit is probably. Wait, let me look through the flames a little bit. Well, this one's pretty good. 72 and 5 on the hat. Can't do much about that. 60 and 3. That's also decent. And then 60 with nothing on the pants. So the pants have got some room here. Shoes is 20 and 4, so there's some room there as well. 61 and 6 on the glove, that's fantastic. And then cape, yeah, so the shoe and the pants and then the cape in that order can probably use some flaming help. And the cup wasn't insanely good either. So as you're flaming, I would look at those pieces to try to get like okay flames on that until you eventually get your weapon, and then that's where all the flames go until you hit something juicy there, right?
Yeah.
Potential-wise, I would probably look at your secondary to see if you can squeeze something out there.
Okay.
But I would do that probably after the Star Forcing. Like after, let's say that you have at least your CRA like to 19 stars first, for example, like in the summer. Probably what I would aim for first.
So my gold emblem, it has 40 IED.
Yeah.
Like, is that fine, or should I try to go for something else?
Well, I saw your stats. I think usually at this point it's fine to have one line of IED at least, because basically that's making it so that you don't need to rely on the Gollux set as much anymore. Once you get, because where's your Legion at? Your Legion is at over 6, right?
7,700.
Yeah, so once you get to 8k there, you get to put a lot of extra characters in, and then you can completely fill out your Legion ID and, the crit damage and get into the boss damage as well. But the main thing is going to be once you get the Superior Gollux set, that's probably going to take the ID requirement off of your WSE, and then you can redo your emblem.
And redo it, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only other thing that could help you is if you get a lucky familiar. Like if you open up like a 30 or 35 or a 40% familiar and you don't really have anything else in terms of bossing, then that could be enough to help you as well.
Okay.
Because those are like the, you probably heard me talk about it before, but those are more like the flexible parts. So the rigid parts are like your WSE potential, right? You can't just redo that every week.
No.
So if those other ones give you options to move around, then you can redo the WSE. But otherwise, you always build around the WSE because that's the foundation of your account.
I need to do one more week of Pinot, so I can get the Pinot secondary.
Sure, yeah. Okay. Yeah, and then you can just start donkey rolling on that on the side while this one is holding place. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I didn't register that this wasn't the Princess No one, but it's not
frozen.
Yeah. It's not blue enough. It's not frosty enough, right?
Yeah.
You're right, yeah. What is it, like 14, and 9 or something? Stats-wise, probably.
I actually don't know.
That's usually what they are, right?
Yeah.
No. Actually, now that you mention it, I don't even know if the Lara one is on here. Have I updated that already? I added the Adele one. Princess No might not even be on this picture yet. Young Heroes. Cygnus. It's a good thing you mentioned them. Ark, Lara, Flora, Hayato, Sengoku, Beasttamer, Kinesis. Yeah, it's not even on here. Okay, that's on the to-do list. Oh, it is there? Where? Am I just looking over it? Does it look like something completely different? No, it's not that, right? Yeah, okay, never mind. Because it looks very similar, I think, in design to this one, but then, you know, blue and frosty. Yeah, because your ID now is good. It's not like... So if right now you were at like 96 ID or something, or you had like a fuck ton of functional ID, then I would say like, yeah, you can definitely roll out of the emblem, right? But right now you're kind of relying on that to make sure you can confirm your damage on Lotus and Damien and on Lucid when it comes. And ideally with how strong you are, you'd already want to start doing Lucid even before you get Superior Gollux completed.
My ID is 94.
Mm-hmm. Is then some of that is the event buff, or?
No, it's with familiar. Mm-hmm. I haven't done any event.
Familiars, yeah. That's fine, yeah. Because I don't think Lara has a whole bunch of functional ID, right?
I
think you have one hyperstat, maybe, that could give some ID?
There's one skill that gives 42.
Yeah, exactly, yeah, that one. That broken fourth job skill, right? That just...
Yeah.
Where there's like two fourth job skills that if you put the stats together, they're like your whole account, basically. All the critical damage.
That's the only thing I get from being Lara, and then my Legion 40.
Yep. Yeah, and the boost nodes would be extra, and then the Explorer Mage, if you have it, right? Debuff.
Yeah.
That would be the extra functional, but everyone gets that. Yeah, so as long as you're visually like 94-ish, 95-ish, then you're not like super duper high. So that's good. As soon as you get to like 96, 97 area, you're like, okay, we can probably trim something off here. And maybe replace it with a line of boss damage or something, right? Because I don't know when it comes to your burst, but like your total boss damage plus damage is not very high. So if you can start adding boss damage, that will relatively help you a lot. So like boss damage familiars, for example, if you can get one of those, you'll see a big difference in how quickly you can kill bosses. But that's probably
also helped me a lot.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's also because in your Legion you probably didn't fill the boss damage, right? You probably fill IED critical damage.
Almost completely empty.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Everything is in critical rate.
Oh, okay, yeah. And how's your hyperstats looking then? Because
for bossing, my hyperstat is 10, level 10. And yeah.
Yeah. So what's the crit rate, crit damage, ID damage, boss damage?
I have 0 in crit rate. I have 12 in critical damage, 10 in ID, 10 in boss damage.
Yeah. So there, if you look at like the comparative advantage, if you take, let's say you would take like the highest 2 points out of boss damage there, that would be 65 hyperstat points, right? And if you put those into crit rate, that would get you, I don't know, like level 6 probably, or level 7, which is, what is it, 7 or 9%, which means that you can take 7 or 9 pieces out of the crit rate and then move them. Sometimes there can be like an efficiency, or even if you just take, so 2 points might not be a good break even, but like 1 point, right? They'll take 4% critical damage. But that's 35 points. That's more than 4% critical rate. So if you can move your Legion piece around, that'll be more efficient.
Right, yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, because the points, the really low points, are super, super cheap on the hyperstats now comparatively. Especially if you're trying to go above 10, you know, because like from 10 to 11 is probably the same amount of points as like from level 1 to 7 or 1 to 8 or something like in between. So if you're looking at getting like 9% or getting 4% on the other stage, when you see boss and crit, you always want to look at always want to think Legion board and be like, oh, it's both 1% there, right? Just 1 to 1. So if anything else, if a link skill or if a hyperstat seems like it's a little bit out of balance, you can fix it with your Legion board to make the puzzle fit. So, you know, especially once you get to 8K, you're probably going to have to redo the whole setup anyway, right? Because then you get 5 extra characters in, but that is something you can think about now if you think you need to tweak a little bit or make sure that when you're doing Lucid you're optimized.
Yeah.
Your 20k stat. Boost nodes are coming along. Is that the I'm not familiar, so off the top of my head right now with the Lara boost node setup, are you supposed to have 5? Or is one like extra to boost it a little bit?
The last 2 are kind of don't matter. And or I don't remember how it works. There's one extra.
And did you like get it from the Lara Discord, or did you hear it somewhere? Because you have one extra now, yeah.
I honestly don't remember.
Because it's mostly those 3, right? Like the Essence Sprinkle, the Eruption, and Absorption. Like that's the most important by far, right?
Yeah.
And then Mountain Seeds, Mountain Kid, Wake Up Call, I guess is like, because you have room anyway, you might as well level them for mobbing, yeah. But then you have but then you have another one on top of that, so I guess that one is just for extra levels to boost them all up a little bit more.
Just extra levels, yeah.
Yeah.
Just to get past level 40, and I just kept it.
Well, one thing it does is it keeps the. Is this the mobbing versus bossing setup, or is this like your standard setup basically?
This is just my standard. Like I said, I haven't been bossing on Lara.
Yeah.
I just started now.
Because the one thing that you can build around as well would be the Sharp Eyes node, right? Because that's a 10% crit as well that you can rely on. And
have you seen my gloves?
Nope, but I'm gonna guess that you're gonna say that they. Oh wait, I did see them. They have critical damage and then HP and then decent Sharp Eyes, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see them. I saw them, but I didn't register them. Yeah, okay, so that's fine.
Yeah, I don't need that in my V skill anymore.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, I guess when you're bossing, I don't know how much you rely on ethereal form. You've got your own mini ethereal form, right? In your kit.
No,
your
I
shell.
have, like with the shell.
Yeah, it's kind of like ethereal form, like in the sense that it like reduces damage, but it doesn't actually block all damage. Well, yeah,
it's really bad.
It's it helps on like 100% attacks, yeah.
And then I stopped using it because it's really bad.
Okay. There's I believe there's a hyper skill for it as well, right, to make it better. Is there not?
Yeah. Create a shield equal to 15% of max HP. Every 1 second, the mountain is active. I just remember that it didn't work when I used it, and I was looking at Discords, on Lara Discords, and they were talking about how bad it was.
Yeah, it's definitely not amazing. But you don't have any iframes, right? So if there is something coming at you with like 100% damage and you've got no way out, then you have to tap it though, right? Just to try to live. It's either that or ethereal form. Those are like your only two. You have no true iframes, right? I think.
No.
Yeah, so it's only damage reduction stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess you have a door, which is kind of like an iframe because you can res. Are you? Is there like a skill remit? No, I don't think we're missing anything. You've got that one, yeah. Yeah, I guess the rope lift is optional, right? If you're bossing, then for a lot of the boss fights, you don't need it. Yeah. You got your up jump, your float.
Yeah, I used the float against Lotus. That was cool.
Oh yeah, just stay in the air. Yeah.
Yeah.
If something hits you and stuns you when you're in the air, do you just stay stunned where you are, or do you fall?
I'm not sure, but there are some skills that gives me true knockback resistance.
Right. Yeah, when you're activating the Divine, right? Yeah.
I don't remember if the float one gives true knockback.
I thought it did from pushes. I thought, because like I know Blink does, right? When you're like flying with Blink.
I could just check next time. I'm gonna go against Lotus.
Yeah, practice mode and make sure. If you're stunned, you don't get moved. Okay, Dragon Hack says it does, yeah. But yeah, you can double check, confirm, and feel it. I remember there was some weird thing where if I got hit and stunned in my blink, my regular blink or in my float as arc, then I would still fall. But if I was in arc form and I was blinking, then I wouldn't. There was like another third layer of knockback or something. I'm not sure.
3 times knockback.
Yeah, triple defense layer.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, the nodestones are gonna come along as they come along, right? You can't really force it too much, but you've got drop rate, so it's gonna help you with the training. And it's not your very first character, so you had an early start, but you still have to earn them all now, right? Because I assume you don't have like a few thousand lying around.
A few thousand of what?
Like nodestones.
No, I have only 300.
Mm-hmm.
And I've used about 300 on Lara.
Yeah. Well, it's good progress for 300 nodes, right?
Yeah, I got a lot from just mindless training.
Mm-hmm. And you bought out from the shop and everything?
From the last event, yeah.
Yeah. And from this one? There's a few nodes in there as well.
I have not been doing the event.
Okay.
On this one yet.
And are you planning to buy the heart?
The 8-star heart.
The what's it called? Fairy heart, yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's level 100, so it has the same potential tier as the Wonder Rate, so it can go up to 1299 on potential.
Oh, okay. That's nice.
Yep.
I want to get that then.
Yeah, there's also like the regular Android, like for 1500 coins that comes with a heart, but that's level 30 heart. That's the one that goes to like 633, and that's just a waste of money, yeah. But the
Those
fairy
are
heart
the
is
bad
a...
ones.
Yes, exactly. They're permanent,
Okay,
so
it's
it's like
100.
better than crafting. Yeah, but the fairy heart is level 100, yeah. So that one, that would be a nice boost as well, and fairy heart is the... in the cheapest tier, right, together with badges when it comes to potential, so it will also be cheaper than all the other items to get to 2 lines, so that should be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, because on pictures in the background, there's like a... there's always an empty spot in the background, so I just noticed that's usually where the heart goes.
Yeah. So I was just gonna ask, like, what do I need to, like, for foddering?
Mm-hmm.
I need to upgrade my belts and every accessories. So just get a lot of Connor rings and Meister rings.
Yep.
And the golden clover belt.
Yep. But so when it comes to the when it comes specifically to the superior stuff, the fodder is reinforced earring, the clover belt, the dominator pendant, and the Kana treasure or the Meister, whatever you have more of to transfer into the superior stuff. That's those 4 items.
Dominator pendant.
Yep.
Okay.
Because the only other pendant available would be the reinforced, but you'd have to buy that one, so that's a no-go. Because then your coins are just gonna evaporate. So it would be Dominators. So that, and because Meister's in there and Dominator's in there, as many arcs as you can do with some drop rate is highly advised. Because basically whatever pieces you get most of, that's what will show you, like, okay, this is the one we need to send to 21 stars and then to transfer over. So usually that's the belt first, right? Because that's the easiest to mass produce.
Yeah.
You can get it from normal and from hard, so you get the most of that. And then second is usually the earrings, because either you get lucky with superior drops and then you can just try it on the superior and maybe get lucky, or the reinforced earrings are decent drop rate as well if you have some drop rate on at the end, because they are affected by drop rate, which pretty clearly looks like it. So that's usually the second one, or the rings. So since you already started playing a while ago and you have primals, it's probably going to be ring second option for you, because you'll be able to make a bunch of Meisters even if you don't have that many Kana treasures yet. So that's probably going to be second, and then earring probably third, and then pendant typically fourth, because dominators are like just the most rare drop. Unless you're sitting right now on 20 dominators, then that might be higher priority for you.
Dominators.
Yeah, 0. Yeah, so yeah. So that's usually the order in which you upgrade them. So if there's an event coming around, you just look at, okay, well, you might have money. You need money, of course, and you need backups. You don't have backups, you skip the event. You don't have money, you skip the event. You have both, you try for it on the event, basically. Or, if you really want to make an upgrade, then you typically look to CRA. That's always the one where you have the most backup. So that's typically the lowest risk to progress with.
I also need dominators for commercy stuff, right?
Yeah, so it's usually one. So dominators, yeah, and that's why there's so much pressure on Arc, because you know the primals for the Meister rings themselves, and then to transfer into Superior, and then also to transfer into Superior to transfer into the Slime ring later, right? Or Kanas. But so there's 2 inputs there. But for dominators, it's really only just 1 input, because you want to get it. You want to typically early on you want to use 1 for drop or meso because of the set bonus and because of high flames, right? Then you might want to push that one into 16 star and then transpose into the Sweetwater Pendant. But then you want to get more dominators to also be able to donkey roll the transfer into the Superior. And then you want to get more later to transfer into the Superior to transfer then into the Source of Suffering. So there's like many uses for the dominator.
So much.
Yeah, the more the better. Because the more you have, the less you have to safeguard, which means you can save more money in the process.
So, yeah, I should be doing Commercy and Pablaris. And that's for the face, but the eye, I can just buy the eye and just try to get a lame flame.
So for the face, there is that new, there's the Dawn set that's coming out, right? With Destiny.
Oh.
So that has a pendant, now I have to remember, pendant, earring, a face, and the slime ring as like a 4 set. So the meta is basically what it seems like is that the meta is going to be to try to get the face and then straight up as itself, so you don't have to worry about the tattoo much, and the slime ring, and then the 2 of those will have a set bonus of 10% boss damage just by itself, so you wouldn't have to transpose, and you would need like fewer dineros because of the tattoo being taken out of the equation.
I don't need the tattoo anymore.
If you get that drop, and if you get it like high enough Star Force, basically. So the plus side would be being able to skip that and less pressure on the dinero, so more pressure only on like the transposed pendant, right, and on the monocle. So you won't need as many. But there would be more pressure on your boss party, and like the boss party is for normal Lucid. So the item will drop from Lucid and Will in normal and in hard, but the normal drop rate is probably going to be pretty low, and then for hard there's probably going to be a lot of people who want it to like min-max above their tattoo that they have, because they probably don't have berserks yet, because fuck bitch boss.
It
so
doesn't drop.
Yeah. Or you get one and then you blow it up because
because it's pitch black.
Yeah, and then you stare into the void. That's why it's pitch black. And then you wait another 6 months, and then you try again, and then you blow that one up. So this one, so basically this one is going to be in between. So pitch boss, best, hardest to upgrade. The Dawn is going to be a little bit worse, but it's going to be easier to upgrade. And then the tattoo is going to be the easiest to upgrade because it's the easiest to get backups for. So depending on what party you're in, and if you're like on loot table on number 25 down on the list, like everyone gets 5 of them before you get one or something. I don't know like how many runs they've already been doing, right? It might make more sense to still go for the tattoo because you can guaranteed upgrade it higher. But if you're not really min-maxing on that damage, you're just looking for 17 star stuff first, you maybe don't even have a slime ring yet. And I think for slime ring as well, I wouldn't aim for like a 17 star of that face and a 17 star slime ring. I don't think that's very smart. I would aim for, going up to 21, transferring down to 20, tapping to 21 again on a superior ring, backup ring. So we're talking about like your second superior ring now, right? We're talking about, at this point, you're like 2,000, 500 coins in on Gollux, right? Because you got the superior, then the superior ring, then the superior pendant, then the reinforced ring, and then the superior ring again, Or you can skip the reinforced ring and then go for the second superior ring there, and basically be wearing superior ring, Kana treasure ring, Meister ring, and then event ring, and which is going to be roughly similar to 17 star reinforced anyway, and then use that second superior earlier if you have a slime ring drop to try to tap another Meister or Kana treasure, and then 21, 20, 21, 20, and then either keep the slime at 20 or YOLO it to 21, whatever you're feeling like at that point. But all of that is going to be like after at least like your CRA is 21, and your probably the things that you transfer into the superior most of those are probably also like 21. Like at least, like I talked about, like the belt is probably going to be done, and maybe the earrings or the ring is going to be like around the same time probably. But yeah, we're talking billions and billions of spending, so most of that is going to be a good idea to make sure that you spend this time like doing the right bosses, getting the right backups, earning the money, and having that, you know, that path set out for you, so that when the summer comes, you know, because we're gonna get 20% cost cut of Star Force.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and then hopefully, you know, maybe if we get Shining Star Force as well, it'd be really cool that you can immediately take advantage of that. So even if you have none of the prep, you could probably at least do belt and at least do CRA, which is probably going to be all the money you have anyway, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't think you have like 40 bill right now. I'm guessing you have like single-digit bill.
Yeah, 8.
Yep.
I was 20 this Sunday, and I spent around 12 getting all my gear to 17.
Yep.
And I didn't have the shoes, the Absolab shoes, so I got a photo shoe to 18 stars.
Oh yeah. Hopefully you didn't spend too much doing that.
No, it happens on the first try. So.
Okay, nice. Yeah.
I wasn't gonna go all in, just tried it.
Yeah, well, yeah, sometimes pays off.
Yeah.
And pretty decent potential on it right away as well.
So when should I be doing like the slime boss?
Yeah, so if you're trying to like position it, slime is in difficulty typically like they position it between easy and normal lucid. So if your Lotus and your Damien clears are very confident, you know you feel like you can do it well, and even without the guild skills, that means that probably you can probably solo slime now, but it'll be like a super long run. So ideally, you know, with guild skills and everything, you can try or you can duo it one time and like see how it goes. Yeah, so typically when people know that they're like lucid ready, quote unquote, you know, like everyone throws around the 25k, that means that your lucid runs with like a 6-man party are going to be like really quick, like probably 10 minutes or less.
Yeah.
And for slime, that should be like a pretty relaxed, like 10 to 15, well, probably like a 15-minute, depending on the class you are, right? But you're a 3-minute burst class, so that's actually perfect for slime. Because have you seen me do slime before?
Yeah, I've seen tutorials. I've seen you do it.
Yeah. So the test comes at a 3-minute loop, so that's perfect for you. So you don't have to like stall the crystals. You can like let it go through, send it in the right door immediately, boom, be done, and immediately have your full burst back and like just destroy again. So that's ideal. People who are on 2 minutes or on 4 minutes have to like stall the crystal and basically have like a minute of dead space in between the bursts, and that slows it down a little bit to keep control of the boss fight. Fofia said he soloed normal slime with his Lara at 18k stat, 10 mil range, and took 29 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, wow, so that's 29. That's what I met. Yeah, you're at like almost 20k stat, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so your nodes are a little bit higher, and your stats is also a little bit higher, but like I said, he took 29 minutes, so you can, but do you want to? I think you're at that point now. It might be cool for like a limit test, you know, you want to do like a full half-hour run just to see if you can do it.
Yeah, it's also just fun, you know, that's why we play the game.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure drop rate
don't have to be 10 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. But it could be very stressful. You know, some people have like lower tolerance for like very stressful long boss fights. So, but I think you can only learn from it anyway, because you have to practice a few times anyway with like hitting the rock spirits and then doing the opposite arrow, right? Like arrow down if you want to shoot them upwards, and arrow up if you want to shoot them downwards. Like I fucked that up a few times on like the first 3 or 4 runs, I think, on different characters. So you need to kind of get used to that anyway. But I've gotten, I think, 5 slime ring drops now from all from normal.
Normal.
But I'm pretty sure drop rate works, and all of my characters have a bit of that. But you have a nice box stage at the end, right, where you can just switch, put on a drop rate coupon, switch your familiars and all. So that's kind of cool, but that should be coming. I don't think it's going to come in Destiny, but like right after Destiny, they're going to be adding that to a lot more bosses, like to Will, to Versilla, to Lotus, to Damien. They're all going to get like a box at the end that you can kill and that you can switch into drop rate for. So that's going to be a lot of pressure off, and not feeling like you need to stress and then switch gear and then keep all your lives and then
So I should just thinking. You've been saying a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to keep up.
Yep.
I can do the Meisterings.
Yep.
And so I can get a good Meistering, and that one can go like up to 20 stars.
All the way up to 25. Like Meistering itself can go all the way up.
Yeah, I'm just thinking like because I can transfer it into a superior.
Yep.
Right, but okay. Yeah.
You probably want to before that to like order the projects, it'll be like from where you are at now, it'll probably be like getting the CRA up to 19. Because that's like pretty much free. You can just like frog leap one at a time, right? Get them all to 18, get them all to 19. It's typically pretty small expense, but some stuff can boom, but you have a lot of backups, so that's pretty safe. After that, it's probably going to be looking at transferring. It's either going to be the CRA to 21, which it probably is as the next step, but that's like significantly more expensive, so that's not necessarily one jump. That might be 2 events, that might be 2 jumps, depending on how much money you have. And then it'll be like the fodder up to 21 that goes into 20 superior. So probably belt first, and then probably the ring second, so like an extra Meister or a kind of treasure. Or you could choose like, well, I'm getting a kind of treasure or a Meister to 20 or to 21. I might just stick to 20 and just use that as a ring first, you know, and rely on the damage. The thing is, if you're okay with where you're at now, and you rely on damage from a piece that isn't going to be like semi-permanent, but it's going to change again pretty quickly, like either, you know, get transferred over or has a chance that it booms, then you always have to deal with like the mental component of possibly going down again in damage. Right? And that's what you have to worry about, or have to make a decision for yourself as well for superior. Some people are like, I am totally okay with 21 superior, but if I look at a 20 superior, like I'm gonna want to pull my hair out. So if I get 21 to 20 at transfer, I'm still gonna try to get it to 21 because that's where I want to, and then I'm gonna invest in the potential. Or you could be like, I'm okay with 20 star superior, I'm gonna work on the potential and get everything to 20 first, and then I'll circle back and go to 21. Maybe I'll have more coins by then, maybe more backups, you know, more money. And then if everything is 20 or some pieces are 21 and everything is 20, if one item blows up, it's not a big deal because there's a good fallback, right? And then if it's a 12 star, it's a 12 star. So that kind of depends on how risk averse you are, and because some people are like 22 or bust. I think that's highly inefficient, but if people are like that, you know, then do that. Yeah.
I have 2 items on my account that's above 17 stars. That's how much of a risk taker I am.
Yeah. And one that you had is now 17 because you transferred.
The
shoe, right?
I have a 21 star glove on my Nightwalker that I don't play, and I have a 21 star pants on my Shade.
Oh, Shade, yeah.
That's like the only thing I have.
Yeah.
That's above 17. I'm not much of a big risk taker.
Well, and I get that. And people will be like, I don't like the risk so much, so I'm just going to work on the flames and I'm just going to work on the potential. And I get that. But past a certain point, it's just very inefficient to do. And if you keep doing the bosses and you have the backups, it is actually lower risk to risk booming than it is to try to go from like 27 to 30% potential on your CRA or something. There's so much more chance that you lose all your money there, even though it doesn't feel like it because you can boom your item with cubes. But you can with potentialing. But at a certain point, when you have the money, you just have to send your CRA because that's just where the gains are, you know. And that's when the calculators come in, right? They can tell you like what is the chance that you actually improve. And when you look at how much stat you gain from star forcing versus cubing, it's actually crazy that people invest this much into cubing this early. Typically, you just have to send on star. You have to get backups, of course, but you have to send on star forcing pretty early because. Yeah, you'll have like one flame is worth more, or one star will be worth more than like 6 or 9% stat at some point. So you kind of just have to go. Yeah, exactly. And you don't have to go all the way to 21 or 22. You can just say like, oh, I'm gonna get this stuff to 18, or I'm gonna get some stuff to 19 first, because 19 is pretty safe. There's very few booms that you're gonna see if you're just gonna go up to 19. And if you get everything in your account from 17 to 19, that's like massive. But if you're gonna transfer hammer, I would always say do 21 and then down to 20, and then you can sit on 20 all you want. I think having like 21 CRA and then 20 transfer hammered Abzo sorry, not transfer hammer episode, but like an arcane weapon, and then 20 transfer hammered superior, and then maybe some of the rings, maybe like the superior 17, but maybe you have like a 20 kind of treasure and maybe like a 19 Meister or something. Like you can do hard lucid, hard will like that. Like you don't have to really push beyond anything like that, because your nodes are gonna catch up, right? Like your skill nodes are gonna make your burst even higher. And you'll be able to do slime super easily. Yeah. So it doesn't have to be like full 21 and full 22. If you have full 21 and full 22, you can black mage, right? Like that's.
Yeah.
So you don't need to be nearly that strong if you're gonna do bosses that are like several steps before that. So.
Yep. Okay. So just Okay. Okay.
So yeah. So kind of like write down like when it comes to, when it comes to cubing, like what is the next thing that's important? Like first, for most important thing is when you get your weapon, right? So that one is number 1 on the list by far, and then. The emblem and the secondary, like the secondary is going to be rolling on the side, and then the emblem is going to be after you get the superior Gollux completed. But those are going to be the most important, so they have to be on top of the list, but they just don't get their turn just yet. Aside from that, I think the potentials are pretty good, so it's mostly going to be potential-wise. I would say save money until after you've transfer hammered, so all of it now, I think high priority is just saving up for Star Force events. And the only flaming I would do is just on flames that you get from events, maybe from the wish shop or from the bosses that you do. And I just make a list of like the items that need flames the most. So it'd probably be, I think it's your cup, your pants, and then your shoe and your cape, I believe, in that order, or roughly in that order. And just bring them evenly up, just little by little. If you can get a flame like as good as your glove, then you're done. And then if it's closer to...
It was first flame, by the way.
Yeah, nice. Oh, yeah, no, I told you, right? That like a shitty flame.
Yeah, you said it was trash.
Yeah, you showed it, and I was like,
With
wow, that's
flame.
a horrible flame. And then you're like, okay, is this any better? Like, okay, never mind. Yeah. And then, if they can all get flames that like roughly like the same as the top or something, then you just move on to the next piece. And if they all, pass the top, then the top will come back into the list. But until then, it's just slowly bringing them up one at a time. And if you roll something like your hat, then you can just look away and never look back, and you're good.
Yeah.
That's a really nice one, of course. Because
other
than that, there's not much. Yeah, exactly. Other than that, there's not much flaming going on, because the next flaming after that is going to be, like the arcane weapon, but after that it's going to be like your superior stuff. Maybe by that time, if you get the face accessory, right, from the Dawn set, that'll be flame advantage as well. So then that comes into the list, but that'll probably be a while away. Because you have to work your way into lucid, into a party, then you have a loot rotation, and then you have low drop chance, by the way. So yeah, by that time you're probably more chance that you're doing hard lucid by then, and then hopefully some people in the party already have one, so you can kind of like skip the line. Then getting it from normal, I think.
Are people doing like normal lucid runs parties every week? Like,
yeah, I think like a little bit more now than usual because of the wish coins. Because if you can't do like the Tenebris bosses, I don't think you can cap every week, right? So if you can do like hard lucid on one character, but maybe you can do normal on another and then easy on another, then you can get wish coins from all 3 of those bosses. And you see Smegas a lot, but yeah, try in the guild and in the alliance as well if you're looking for people to start setting up a party with. There's definitely a lot of people doing it, and I see in the chat more people as well, specifically for the wish coins. But I think it's also a place that a lot more people are now, and people get to quote-unquote being lucid ready decently fast now. A lot of times because they get carried in all the bosses before it, of course. But that does mean that they'll need more practice runs because they might not have as much bossing experience. So that'd be a good idea to, the sooner you start there, the sooner you can start clearing. And if everyone keeps upgrading, then you can move on with that same party from normal to hard pretty quickly, right? Because you can go from 25 to like 35k stat, and then you can already start making a very, very significant attempt at killing it, especially if you have guild skills and all that, and event buffs that help you out.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. I think that probably covers most of it, right? I don't think if there's anything. I'm thinking if there's anything with connected to Destiny that. I mean, you've got Terror Burns coming up and everything, right?
Yeah.
Bunch of
I'm gonna
nodes.
do a Demon Slayer so I can get some more boss.
Boss around the side. There's got making at least one explorer, right? That's gonna give you a lot of benefits as well. I think we're looking at a total of 2 Terror Burns, 2 Terror Burninators, and a possible 2 17-star Absolab fake weapons.
Okay.
And I think I don't know, between all those characters, something like 400 plus nodes or something. It's like a whole bunch of bonuses everywhere. Because you get the standard buffs from the Terror Burn, and then you get the bonus from making a warrior, from making an explorer, and then you have the explorer reward boxes, and then you also have the extra rewards for one of the Terror Burns, so for the Terror Burninators. So like all of that together is quite a lot.
That's quite a lot, yeah.
Yeah. And then the event shop thrown in there, you know, so you have enough to do. Oh yeah, and then the rings, right? So that would be another thing to look at, is especially once you get the patch notes, exactly how many big event rings are in there, right? So the 40 and 25 ones. And then kind of decide where you want to move those, because if you move one to the Lara, that takes a bunch of pressure off of at least one of the ring slots that you can, you know, really go for damage on. And but like, you know, giving at least the bossing mules that you have, maybe one each, that'll help fund all of them, or throw them all on one character to, you know, get it to Lotus and Damien by itself, maybe catch up to the Lara. Something like a Demon Slayer could probably do that pretty quickly if you throw some nodes on it, because it's got, very solid kit, of course.
Yeah, okay.
Alright.
Alright.
Anything else come to mind?
Nope.
Nope? Okay.
Okay.
Well, I wish you good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Alright, I'll see you around.
Okay. Bye.
Bye, guys. Alright, cool. So here's a quick equip update and prospect. He recently came back on his Lara, got to 250. So now we've got him. If you stage it, this is like, because like level wise, started entering the late. Yeah, you're like solidly in the late game, but the gear is like a little bit behind, like on the cusp of going from mid to late. So you want to set yourself up for not just the beginning of the late game, but also like the mid stages and towards the end game already, so that you have that whole path kind of laid out, so that if you know for yourself how far you're going to go, that you start doing things right now that can enable you to take those steps 1, 2, 3 months from now. So hopefully that helped a bunch of you who are in a similar situation. And yeah, thanks for watching it. If you want to win one of these sessions, make sure you leave a comment saying that you would like to win with your Discord name, so I can reach out to you. And if you don't want to wait for a random draw and you just want one immediately, check the description. And if you need any of the resources that we use, we didn't use that many here, but if you need any of those, then check out my stream over at Twitch, and you can use all the commands there. There's about 200 commands with a bunch of information, and you can use all of those by just using the exclamation mark and then the thing that you're looking for information on. Or you can use the commands one that basically has all of them. Sorry, 190, sorry. 191 maybe? Yeah, I don't know. Maths. But yes, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video or live on stream.